Look at these fucking birds, bro. It's crazy. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Right now, I don't have a job, and then it's also like everything's so fucking boring to me, dude. Like, I'm sure there's an obvious answer here, but like right now, it's just like I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, bro. Like, and then it's like I'll be talking to someone, and it's just like so. It's just I don't even know how to explain it. It's just so like mundane. Like it's just so boring. Like I don't get any pleasure out of talking to people. But then I do sometimes, and then it's also like I kind of crave it as well. So it's kind of like a very hypocritical thing to say. I think the biggest thing is like just me not being understood by people. I feel like I just don't think people like. I feel like I think the cost of me having so many perspectives also led to me being unable to like talk to basically fucking anybody because I have all of these nuanced perspectives and shit like that, and now I can't stay ignorant with one specific perspective. You know what I mean? I have the awareness of all of them, and it's kind of bad. It's like a blessing and a curse because the blessing is like, yeah, I can talk to basically anybody, but at the cost of like anybody who talks to me is just kind of like it's not nothing new. I feel like, you know, it's just kind of like it's not special. It's whatever, and this can be like good for my favor. Like if I really want to build a connection with someone, like I can really use it to my favor. But it also does me a disservice because I don't really identify with any of these perspectives, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, yeah, I can understand what you're saying and shit like that, but I'm not gonna tie myself down with what you are talking about just because that's not what I believe in, you know? And I've noticed that's always been an issue, like, because for example, I was having a conversation with this guy named Tensei. Excuse me, and it was just kind of like, I don't know, I had this happen a lot where someone would just be like, what the fuck are you talking about? And it's like I kind of it's like I kind of reveal a bit of my personality, and then they get like freaked out a bit or like turned off or whatever, and then it's just like, all right, yeah, I forgot I'm not allowed to show who I really am, you know. Which is so fucked up, man, because it's like I feel like I can help anyone, but nobody can really help me. And I had this girl named Abby who was very sweet, and she wanted to care about me and stuff like that, but it's like her point was like, you know, you're not letting anyone care for you, so it's kind of hard for me to really, you know, do anything or say anything, because I kept kind of like, she kept trying to pry in exactly with what I was thinking and shit like that, and I noticed I kind of have like this little defense mechanism where I just won't really say shit. Like I'll just be like, oh, I'll be very like very loose with it. Like I would say very loose terms, and then it just doesn't really go anywhere because I'm not really saying shit. So, and then it will eventually go back to like how things are usually are, or whatever. And the fucked up thing was, I actually noticed that I think the only conversation or like things that was going beneficial was probably with Noor. But literally she hasn't talked to me in like I think almost a week now. She texted me like a week ago because she was gone for like 3 or 4 days. And then she was just like, yeah, I just left because like, I don't know, I had to like, I just needed a break or something like that. And I just do this like every 5 to 10 days. And I'm like, okay, I guess. I don't know. And then she did it again. She didn't do it. She did it the same day. She was just like, I'll text you whenever I can. I don't know when I will be coming back. I don't know why she does it or whatever, but So I haven't talked to her in a while. But I feel like with her, I was actually kind of happy to like talk to her because I feel like she was a lot smarter. This sounds really fucked up, but I feel like she was a lot smarter than most. And even still, she was definitely like had some ego and shit like that, and some things that I kind of made it difficult at the beginning to really get through to her because she had a very, or I guess still does, but like a very narcissistic kind of I wouldn't say narcissistic, more like self-centered kind of video self, and it's just kind of like she focuses on herself too much. There's a person walking, that's why I was down. But she kind of focuses on herself too much, which, I mean, I guess in her case it's good, but it's just like, I don't know. It's kind of like when you're trying to talk to her, you can just tell it's all about her, basically, which is kind of sometimes whatever, but other times you can clearly tell, like, I don't know. It's kind of half and half, I guess. I don't know, I haven't talked to her in a while though, so. But I felt like with her, it was like I could actually open up a little bit more and she would understand a little bit better than most. I mean, to be granted, I still don't think anyone really gets it. I don't know if anyone ever will, because now that I think about it, I feel like first of all, the fact that I have all these perspectives is so unheard of. And like for me, it's kind of like, and for me it's natural, but for all these other people, you know, hearing these about being able to like really be open-minded about what everyone else thinks and shit like that, it's just kind of not commonplace, I think. And then also, this is a bit off topic, but I just noticed that it was funny because I think a lot of people have the same hope of people being good and people being kind and shit like that. For example, Nora was like, when she was complaining and shit and kind of going deep, she was talking a lot about how she just wishes people were kind and people were nice. And then I was doing the same with Abby. She was kind of talking a lot deep, talking about a lot of stuff that was personal and shit. And she was just saying, like, you know, I just wish people that were nice and were kinder and shit. And I think it's interesting because I don't know, it seems like everyone has, I know this is just two people, but, you know, it is still interesting that it came back to back. But they have a very same goal, I guess, for humanity. It's a little bit off topic, but, you know, I don't know, man. I just don't know what to do. I feel a little bit fucked in the sense that I just, like, I might just be like this forever, and I just won't ever reach the destination. Which, if you ask me what the destination is, I still don't know myself, neither. I don't even think there is a destination. I think it's very possible that it just doesn't stop. It's just, it really is endless suffering, basically. And I don't know, I mean, I don't know what I'm supposed to do about that, you know. Like, I can cry about it all I want and shit like that, but at the same time, it's like, I still gotta do shit, you know what I mean? And so, me kind of sitting here and complaining about all this shit is just really, it's really fucked with me. Because on one part, it's like, I know I need to do shit, but then on another part, it's like, what do I fucking do, you know? So it's very half and half. I don't know. I'm just saying, man, like, if I had, like, someone to do all this shit with, like, if I had someone to do all this shit with, it would just be so much easier, you know? Instead, I'm doing everything by myself, and I think I might have come to the conclusion that it really is just gonna be me for like the rest of this journey of doing all this shit. Like becoming rich, becoming the best I can, becoming everything. All of this shit is just gonna have to be me. It's gonna have to be alone. I don't think there's gonna be any shortcuts. I don't think there's gonna be any help. It's not to say that I won't find people that will make it easier and shit and make it better, but I don't think no one will come to save me, which I've told countless people this, I've told myself this. But sometimes you hear something and you don't fully believe it, or you just don't want to believe it, basically. And I feel like that might be the case with me right now, you know. But also, it's just like, this shit just doesn't feel real. Like, my time doesn't pass the same as everyone else's. I feel like time is so much fucking slower for me, and it's just like, I don't even know how to describe it, you know? And it could possibly be that I'm just thinking too much about it, and it becomes its own, like, self-fulfilling prophecy. But at the same time, it really does feel like sometimes I'm just in this weird fucking state, and I don't know how to get out of it. And then other times it's just kind of whatever, you know? Like, I would notice time passes by super fast, and then other times it's just, I don't even know. Like, I don't know. I don't know. So, but yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do, man. I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like my biggest thing is that when I get hopefully out of all of this shit, I just wish I can remember exactly how I felt during all of it, you know, and never forget about it. Because yeah, you know, if I or when I finish all this shit, I do not want to do this shit again. This shit was not fun. Like, I tell people all this all the time, like, you know, I wouldn't wish my life on anyone. I really don't think the shit that I'm, like, going through is just normal. I don't think people are supposed to go through this, you know? I think this is a very, such a weird thing. And it's funny because Nora was telling me that, like, she's like, oh, but it's a blessing, you know? And it's like, yeah, I'm sure it is, but you do realize there's a huge fucking curse with it, you know, right? Like, yes, I am able to help anyone. Yes, I'm able to understand everybody. But it's also, it's just fucked because it's like, okay, who's gonna help you? Who's gonna understand you? You know what I mean? Obviously, it's gonna have to be me. But like, fuck, dude. It's just sometimes like you don't want to do it all. You don't want to even get out of bed and shit. I think like right now, even just getting out of bed is so fucking hard. And you can call it whatever you want. You might call it depression. You might call it whatever. I really don't think it is. Just because, I don't know, I just don't think it is. But, like, it's fucking difficult, man. Like, I'll just be there for, like, hours and shit like that. And it's just fucking, I just don't want to. And then I get up and I do my shit and stuff. But it's just, like, I just don't want to. I really don't want to, you know. And, like, looking back 5 years ago, like, yeah, I'm in a way better position, but at the same time, it's also, like, I feel like I haven't done shit. Like, I feel like I'm in the exact same spot 5 years ago. And it bugs me because I know that, like, if I would have started all this shit 5 years ago, dude, I would have been done with my whole journey, and I would have already been, like, fucking rich and shit like that and have everything I want. Instead, I'm starting so late, and even then, the fact that I am starting late, it's also just feels like I'm not doing shit, you know? So it's kind of like, it's all over the fucking place, you know? Like, I don't know where the fuck I am. So, I don't know. I think Abby said it best. She was kind of saying that she is her own best friend because she talks to herself so much, and I was like, damn, that is pretty fucking true. I'm gonna end it for now.